Before we start this, let's take a second and just visualize with me. Close your eyes. It's 4th of July weekend. You finally have some well-earned time off. You're ready to go on that vacation you've been looking so forward to. Sand between your toes, crystal blue waters, a week or so of relaxation or adventures. All you gotta do is get there. You head to the airport, you open your eyes, and there are 10,000 other people looking to do the same thing. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Noreen if you're new. Thanks for watching, and if you're returning, as always, welcome back. I'm sorry for that start comparison, but we know that that is what traveling is like during the holidays. If you are interested in some tips on how to make your travel and the beginning of your vacation a little bit easier and a little smoother, keep on watching. Tip number 1, avoid peak travel days. Most times around the holidays, most people have the same days off, or they try to make the most of their days off by extending their weekend, traveling on a Friday or a Monday as well, because they want an extended weekend. But even though you think that you're doing something special, everyone is doing the same thing. So try to choose days that aren't popular. Try to go for a Tuesday or Wednesday, even a Saturday, because most people are in their destination by then. Traveling on a Saturday instead of a Sunday can make a huge difference. You don't want to be hassled and stressed out, and it's hectic, it's chaotic, especially during holidays. So you want to make sure that you are nice and stress-free. Try to travel on days where there's not as many people around. It will make a world of difference and start the vacation off the way you deserve it to. Okay, tip number 2, travel either really, really early or really, really late. It might seem like a pain, it might seem like a hassle waking up at the butt crack of dawn or staying up way past your bedtime. Trust me, I know I am not a night owl, but there's so much less crowds. It's so much smoother. The peace and the quiet that you get going through security is well worth it. Again, we don't want to start our vacation on the wrong foot. So doing it this way and having less crowds, less people, less just hustle and bustle, because everyone's trying to get somewhere, is definitely a win and will make your vacation and traveling for your vacation a lot smoother. Not to mention, you might get more deals, you might get cheaper prices because they're not as sought after. There's not as much competition. So that is definitely something else I would suggest. Also, for people driving, leaving early helps you miss a lot of traffic. Nothing sucks more than being stuck in traffic. I would suggest leaving again early, but also try to plan out your trip so that you're passing major cities pretty early as well. You might leave your house at a decent time, but then get stuck in the city somewhere else and you're still in traffic. So try to plan out your route so that you're passing major cities at an early time as well. I mentioned before in my how to plan a budget vacation video, I will link it somewhere up there, but I mentioned in that video that you can also go on a website and find out how much your tolls will be, how much gas you will consume during your entire trip, as well as plan out a route for your trip as well. I will leave the link down below so that you can test that out. Also have your Easy Pass stocked up, because you'll be able to fly through those tolls and everything. And just knowing all of that, having all of that prepared for in advance, will help keep your trip super smooth, so you don't have to think about it. You already know, you can plan where you want to stop, so that way you can get gas and you know how long and how much gas you'll need during your trip. So I'm not forgetting you guys that might be drivers who might want to do a road trip instead. This can apply to you as well. Moving on to tip number 3. Travel to unpopular destinations. And I don't just mean unpopular like go to the middle of nowhere. I mean go someplace that not everyone is going. If it's 4th of July, instead of going to a lake or a beach, maybe go to the mountains, because nobody's gonna be up there. Everyone would go there during the winter for skiing. Go during the summer and it will be less people trying to go there. Again, you'll get better deals, you'll have cheaper flights, better deals for hotels, etc., because it's their off season. So if everyone's going to the beach, try going to the mountains. If everybody going to the mountains, try going to the beach. If everyone goes to New York or Dubai for New Year's Eve, maybe then try going to Virginia or Miami, someplace that can be just as fun, but because it's not as sought after, it will be 1, less expensive, and 2, less of a hassle to get there, because not everyone is going there. You'll be able to have your prime choosing of what you want, and being very catered to, because there's not so many people as well. You'll find that waitresses and hotel staff, they're not as hassled themselves, so they'll be able to give you even better services too. Okay, tip number 4 is all about flights. If you're trying to fly during the holidays, I have a couple of different tips that I'm going to keep on the screen so you guys can see. Number 1 is get there early. If you can't get a ticket during the off-peak days and you're stuck trying to travel with everyone else, then getting there early, and I mean 2-3 hours early, is the best way to be. I remember last year I went to Vegas for my birthday, which is right before 4th of July, and can I tell you how packed JFK was? I came down the escalator and my heart sank because all I saw was a sea of people. So if this is you and you are one of those people in the sea, then getting there early can save you stress because you know you're not hassled that you might miss your flight, that there might be delays, that you just can't get to your gate and through security at a decent speed. Definitely get there early. Even if you have to deal with the hustle and bustle, the peace of mind of knowing that you have more than enough time is well worth it. Number 2 with flights, check in early, whether on your phone, on the website. All airlines have a website and a portal where you can just add in your last name and your ticket number and you can check in online. You can check in up to 24 hours early, and this will allow you to avoid going to kiosks and stands where other people are waiting as well. Number 1, it's more hygienic. I mean, we're in COVID, not everybody's touching your phone like everyone's touching the kiosk and being in contact with other people. But number 2, there's always lines when you're trying to talk to either a representative or if you're trying to get on the kiosk thing line, that's just another line for you to stand on. It doesn't have to be 24 hours on the dot, but at least the day before at some time, check in on your phone and you'll get all of your boarding passes right on your phone. Number 3, try to avoid flights with connections. I know that round trip tickets that are one way are way more expensive, especially during the holidays, but imagine if you miss your flight because of delays. It's just another layer of something that can go wrong. If there's any delays with your initial flight, then you could possibly miss your next one, and who knows if you'll be able to get another flight after that. If you can, try to get nonstop flights. If you can't and there's no other way, whether you can't get to your location or if it's just way too expensive for you to do a nonstop flight, make sure you have enough of a buffer in between your flights. I would say at least 2 to 3 hours in between your flight, so that way if anything happens, you're still okay with that next flight. Last but not least, I've said it so many times on this channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it now. Try to only pack in your carry-on. Number 1, you have your bag with you. Like, I feel like I say this so many times, it's ridiculous, but you have your bag with you. You don't have to wait at the end of the flight to get your stuff off the conveyor belt. And then lastly, again, with the lines, that line that I saw going to Vegas, that was all to check your bags. All to check your bag. So to avoid this, try to use a carry-on. All airlines will tell you if a carry-on is included or not in your flight ticket. If it's not included, you can always pre-purchase it on their website or on their apps. It's really the way to go if you really can't avoid it. I believe sometimes you can pre-check your bag. I'm not 100% sure because I don't do it, but if there is an option for you to pre-check your bag, then try to do it that way, because avoiding those lines and avoiding as many lines as possible is the way to go. On to tip number 5, be prepared. Have your own snacks, have your own entertainment, your own water. I heard that you can get water into the airport as long as it's frozen. If you're driving, obviously just have some water in the cooler in the back. This will prevent you from making stops. It will keep everyone happy if there are any delays. And if you're like me and you get hangry when you're hungry, then having some snacks on deck can definitely smooth out the situation, or definitely not make the situation worse, because once you're hungry, everything is bad, in my opinion anyway. I would also suggest downloading a few movies, books, audiobooks, games that don't require internet, so that way while you're in the car or on the flight, you have something to make the time go by a little bit faster, and you don't have to sit there and purchase expensive Wi-Fi if Wi-Fi isn't free or if it's not available in your car. Everyone, I mean, down to the babies, need their own headphones, not just one and you borrow. No. Everybody got to have their own headphones. So that way, one, you can tune out the child in the back, you can tune out your own little one, you can tune out whatever, and the kids can be absorbed into whatever they're doing as well. I'm usually not one to say just throw them in front of the TV or throw them in front of a game, but it really does keep them occupied. And if that means putting on Cocomelon and having them sit in a corner for a minute, then that's what needs to be done. Last but not least, relax and let go. Remember, it's your vacation. You don't get this time back, and you're not sitting in the office, you're not cooking dinner, you're not cleaning up after yourself. You're on vacation. So sometimes you just gotta take the punches as they come. No, it might not be the perfect start. No, it might not be the best situation, but it's still better than what you would be doing. So just try to remember that. Try to just keep a clear head and just let it happen, and you'll get there and you'll be enjoying your vacation. All right, guys, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked me having less tips in a shorter video instead of the 10 or more, let me know down in the comments. Also tell me if you have any vacations of yours coming up, if you have any tips, or if you have any questions. Make sure you comment below, like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.